working on fleshing out the final drawings for some of my keyframes in my little bow and arrow animation, and I've run into an interesting little challenge to overcome. The process of deforming and bending back the arms of my bow have produced some really weird little wobbles and garbles inside of the strokes themselves. And I need to fix it. It's pretty noticeable, and at the very least, our keyframes need to look solid. They need to look as good as we possibly can make them. Now, if we were to go into edit mode and go into our point selection mode for this particular guy, we could go in here and start selecting all these points and physically moving them by hand, but I'm already bored with this, and as an artist, I hate this. It's not creative at all, it's not fast, it doesn't give me that smooth result, and anytime that they individually, by hand, move points, that's a way thumbs down moment for me. So let me show you a really cool extension of our drawing tools. And it's really important that this is an extension of our drawing tools. These allow us to take existing strokes and modify them with a brush. And they're called the sculpting tools inside of our grease pencil tool set. Now I'm just gonna hit the undo key, get my little wobble back here. You can find all the stroke sculpting tools in your pull down menu in the 2D animation workspace. And it's right there, sculpting. Now, these sculpting tools are specific to the grease pencil workflow. It's specific to working with strokes. If you have experience working in Blender using the true 3D mesh sculpting, you're going to find that these tools are radically different than what you see in other parts of the application. However, their same principle applies. We are now using a brush head to manipulate and deform the existing strokes themselves. Now, the first one on the list is actually the one that I want to use for this particular example. It's going to smooth out the points underneath the radius of our brush head itself. Now, the little red dot here represents the radius of our brush. I think I'm going to make mine bigger by hitting the F key and interactively changing the radius. Something like that's pretty good. Watch what happens when I simply left click and drag on the stroke itself. It starts to smooth it out, which is pretty cool. Let's do the bottom one as well. Haha, pretty great. Oh man, this is so much better and faster than what we had before. And I can just very quickly smooth that out, and I'm a happy camper. There's some other ones in our stroke sculpting engine that I would definitely encourage that you look at. Specifically, it's these down here. We got the move tool, which is this one. And then we also have the push tool. And let me show you the difference between them, because they're pretty neat, and I think you're going to find a lot of great applications to work with both. So the first one, I said move. It's actually called the grab. I apologize. And it's just going to allow you to grab like this, which is pretty cool. If I hit the undo key a number of times, make my brush a little bit bigger, now I can grab entire areas. Now with the grab tool, check it out. It's just going to grab the points in the stroke and use the fall off of the brush tip to modulate the influence of the brush across the points on the stroke itself. So we get this nice smooth edit of the stroke itself, which is pretty cool. The grab tool is just designed to move things like that, which is pretty cool. However, the push tool, which is right below that one, this one's going to work a little bit differently. It's going to try to push the points of the stroke away from each other. And at first you're probably saying like, Pat, well, that's really not any different. But watch what happens when I keep stroking back and forth. It keeps pushing them over and over and over again. So there is a little bit of a huge difference between these different tools. Just be mindful of them, that the push tool is very different than the grab tool. I like using the grab tool because, as one might imagine, you can very quickly go in and make some pretty big sweeping changes to your mesh. Now, we like using the smooth tool. That's a great brush to use inside of this tool set. I'm currently in the grab brush, but I want to interactively swap it out and use the smooth brush. Well, we can do that if we hold down the shift key. So I'm gonna hold down the shift key, and now it's turned on the smooth key, and it's smoothing out that stroke. Let's do it again on this side. And then the moment I mouse up, I'm back to grab, and I can continue working and posing my character. These stroke sculpting tools inside of Blender give us a new series of tools that will allow us to very quickly and very accurately continue to refine our drawings so that we're always producing keyframes, and just any drawings for that matter, that are solid, well put together, and illustrative of the imaginative design that we see in our brain.